Hi, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is Mic'd Up with Mary, and I am Mary. So, today we are going to be briefly talking about the Charlie Kirk incident that occurred on September 10th, because, of course, this has been all over social media and all over the news, and people have probably made hundreds of thousands of videos about their opinion. But before I get into my opinion, we're going to do facts. So, facts before we jump into our feelings. So, Charlie Kirk is the founder of Turning Point USA. He started that in 2012. And the mission statement is it's a student movement is dedicated to identifying, organizing, and empowering young people to promote the principles of a free market and a limited government. So Charlie Kirk himself is a writer, he's a podcaster, a columnist. He voted Republican. He believed in Christian nationalism. He was pro-Trump. He is a Christian and he isn't a conservative. And I separate those two because I really don't like the term Christian conservative, because you can be a Christian and not be conservative, and you can be a conservative and not be a Christian. So I separate the two. He's a Christian, he's a conservative. He has a wife and two small children. So, like I said in the beginning, September 10th, 2025, he was at Utah Valley University, and he was on a debate series called the American Comeback Tour. And 22-year-old Tyler James Robinson assassinated him. So that's a brief overview of Charlie Kirk. There's definitely hundreds of thousands of videos of his debates with people all over social media, and you can go on his Instagram page. Now, let's get into some feelings. I just recently started following him on social media, maybe about a month before all of this happened. And it's only because I saw a couple of his debates. Now, I'm not a debate person. To watch that back and forth with people is kind of irritating to me. I don't know if it's because I'm an introverted person and just the back and forth with people, especially when either one or both of the people really aren't there to debate you. They're just there to present their information. And like, if you don't believe this, you're stupid. That's basically what it is to me. Like, when you have a debate and you have people who really aren't listening to each other and they're just back and forth. Because you cannot convince a person to believe something that they absolutely 100% say, I'm not going to change my mind. So I'm not a debate type person. If you ask me a question about a particular thing, I'm going to present that information, what I believe, it's my opinion, and you state your opinion, and then we just go on with our lives. But apparently this was not the case here. So the first clip I'm going to show you is a clip where he is debating a young black woman, because of course one of the accusations against Charlie Kirk was that he was a racist, misogynist, he didn't like immigrants. This is a bunch of things, a bunch of accusations. So, like I said, the first clip is a young black woman asking him about his white privilege and what he thinks about white privilege. Now, before we watch this clip, as a black person, and yes, I am black, and I grew up in a black community. I know what's going on in the black community. And I think one of the issues that black people have with Charlie Kirk is that he didn't grow up in the black community. He has no skin in the game, I guess. But that doesn't make something that he says untrue about what's going on in the black community. All right, so let's watch that clip and we'll be back.
Why don't you believe that white privilege exists? I just want to get your understanding first, and then we could go from there.
Well, let's just, is there anything that you can't do that I can do?
No, we could do the same things if we put our minds to it.
Good. Then there's no white privilege.
He asked her straight out, what can I do that you can't do? And she said, absolutely nothing. Okay, so no white privilege. Now, I'm not here to make a super long video and debate whether or not white people have white privilege or black people don't have any privilege. For my personal opinion, in the black community, we do have a lot of issues. And I think one of the issues is that we can't take truth, like a forceful presentation of truth. Like, It's one thing to hold somebody's hand and coddle them and say, "Oh, it's going to be okay," and uh, this is the problem. But it's another thing to say, "Hey, look, this is what the issue is in your community, and it needs to be fixed." Now, there are several videos where he talks about DEI and that it's not necessary and that you put unqualified people into positions, which is not necessarily true. You can have qualified Black people who are put into positions because they're trying to add diversity to certain companies. And you can have Black people who are not qualified put into positions to give the company diversity and a person doesn't know what they're doing. He has also addressed the issue of the fatherlessness in the Black community and how all that started. And of course, that started with welfare systems saying, hey, you can't have this Black father in the home. Not if you want us to give you food stamps or housing, you can't have this man in the house. Now, but that really is something that Black people have to address, like in our own communities. I've always advocated for that. I don't think white people have skin in the game for the Black community, and Black people need to fix their community, not the government, and not white liberals, not white conservatives. Black people, we need to look at ourselves, look at our community, and we have to make the decision, hey, we're not going to tolerate certain things coming into our community. We're not going to tolerate certain behaviors from our people. Now, like I said in the beginning, he's also considered some people consider him misogynistic because he promotes having a family, getting married and having a family. So I don't have any clips on that, but there is this one woman who's crashing out, like literally crashing out, just screaming about Charlie Kirk. So here's that video.
I hate Charlie Kirk! I hate him! I hate him! I hate him! I hate him!
I'm going to send her a signed hat.
Okay, so I can understand disliking a person, and believe me, I'm a human being. Apart from the grace of God, this could be me, where you just really can't stand a person to the point where you hate them. But if you're seeing that clip, he's okay. Like, okay, I'm gonna go on with my life, because it's kind of weird to think that everybody's gonna like you. They're not. Everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to like your opinion. Everybody's not going to like your personality. Let me tell you, you can do absolutely nothing and people will dislike you. And that's coming from an introverted person. Like, I'm a very introverted person, especially at work. I just want to go there, do my job, and come home. And that bothers people. Sometimes your existence just bothers people. But you know what? Okay, be bothered. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go on and live my life. So that video is very unhinged. I'm just like, what did he actually say to her? Now, of course, he does have his stance on eliminating children, and certain women are going to feel a certain type of way, and then some women are going to agree with him. So, all right. So this last clip is his stance on illegal immigration, because of course he was not for illegal immigration. He believed you need to come to this country legally. And so here's a small clip of that.
I went to Mexico without being invited or allowed, and I took a job, and the Mexican government found out. What would the Mexican government do to me?
I'm not sure.
They would send me back to America.
And why was the reason you left the U.S. first?
So reason, that's an interesting thing. Is there ever a legitimate reason, in your opinion, to commit a crime?
No.
Well, then the reason doesn't matter. Because under that say, so can you rob a bank because you wish you had more money?
No, you work harder.
Then why doesn't that moral standard apply to immigration?
Okay, so once again, we have laws in this country. And you follow the laws, you'll be okay. If you don't follow the laws, you're not going to be okay. But people get upset. You know how people keep putting these different types of fatigue? We have trans fatigue, you have black fatigue. You know what I have? I have human fatigue. Like, I'm just sick of all of us, including myself, because have we all lost our minds? Like, when did breaking the law become okay? And that even goes into people celebrating the death of this man. Look, there are people that I do not like, and I try my best to cry out to God and be like, man, I know I really dislike this person almost to the point of hate, or it could be hate. God could see it as hate. And I'm like, remove that, because that is crazy. That's wild to me. But like, I just have human fatigue because we're all doing things and saying things that we really need to step back and be like, man, is that the kindest way to say something? And I'm telling you, truth doesn't always have to be presented like harshly. You know, like, is the difference between gentle parenting and not gentle parenting. Like, there's some issues you need to be firm on and just be like, this is what it is. And you have to present it in a firm manner. And then there's some issues where it's like, why are we debating about this? Especially when it comes to breaking a law. But, you know, it for me it is a sad incident because this the death of a person. Like, I'm not gonna, as much as people talk about words of violence, when they actually see violence, then they're celebrating it. I don't What's more violent? Actual violence against people, physical violence, or words? So, you know the little saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me? Yes, sticks and stones will break your bones, and words can be hurtful, but sticks and stones are worse. If sticks and stones eliminate you and words just hurt you, but you get to get up the next day, the sticks and stones are worse. Take it down. Like, but uh, it's sad because he did have a wife and two small children. Small children. And people are just out here celebrating the death of this man. There are plenty of people in the political arena who I do not like. But today or tomorrow, if I heard that they that they actually died, like, I would feel some type of way because it's a person, it's a soul. So, kind of wrap this up because I can go on and on about the different things that people feel about Charlie Kirk. Um, like I said, I just was kind of getting into him and looking at his debates, but it is definitely a sad incident. It's not something to be celebrated. Uh, Eliminating people is never anything to celebrate. So let me know what you think in the comments. And of course, feel free to express your opinions about Charlie Kirk and what you thought of him and his politics and his thinking, because it's a free country and you can do that. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.